The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships from Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Greece, Penfield, Fairport, and Canandaigua. Online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us for the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County. We begin with our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3 this week, the Leadership Academy Lions boys basketball team, state Final Four in Class C. Shabazz Mosley and Keith McGee, one of the great 1-2 punches in all of Section 5. Mosley scored 23 to beat Wellsville. McGee got 26, including 7 3-pointers in a win over Buffalo East. At number 2, Aquinas boys basketball. The Irish are unbeaten, 22-0, heading into the Class AA Final Four. Jalen Pickett scored 18 to help subdue Jamestown. He was one of 4 scoring in double figures. And at number 1, the McQuaid hockey team won the state championship. 16 seniors on a team that made the trip to Utica twice in the last 3 years, and last won a state crown in 2005. The Knights beat Baldwinsville 6-2 in the final to finish up at 23-2. Which brings us to Rush Henrietta for a look at another team with championship aspirations. Kim Burnson joins the Rush Henrietta Comets.
3 banners hang among many from the walls of the gym at Rush Henrietta High School. 3 banners that symbolize pride, hard work, and an era of women's hoops that once caught Western New York by storm.
When I was fortunate enough to come in as the head coach in '04, we already had 3 Division I players on the team. So the pressure was, let's keep them playing at that high level, let's make a challenging schedule, and keep them pushing forward.
As a young kid growing up in RH, I was a huge fan of the Shanice Johnson era. It was a great team, and I remember a few times coming to watch them play.
It's been 7 years since the last Rush Henrietta varsity girls basketball team made the trip to states. Now, a new team has paved the path, one of its own. RH is undefeated at 22-0 and sectional champs, accomplishments not even the players themselves expected heading into the season.
I knew we were going to be good for sure, but I never expected 22-0, and states wasn't really even in the picture. We wanted to get to sectional finals and finish what we didn't finish last year, so this is amazing. I never imagined this.
I knew at the beginning we were going to be good, and once we started getting through and we were going like 10-0, 12-0, we started getting really excited, and our dreams just kept getting bigger, and we were so happy to be where we are.
It's a journey that came with challenges along the way. Coach Steve Shapansky knew he had something special when they beat a tough rival on the road in the midst of their season.
It had to be the game against Penfield at their place. We got down early. Never came off the court hanging our heads. We hung in there, kind of a hostile place to play, fun place to play, but one of the ones where the fans are right on top of you. Mark's an intense coach, and we kept our wits about us, made some key plays down towards the end, and really proved to me that we're definitely one of the best in Section 5.
Now, as expectations grow with this team, so do comparisons to the last team that went to states, the Shanice Johnson era. But these ladies aren't feeling the pressure.
We take it as a compliment. They were such a good team, and to even be compared to them at all it's such a compliment to us.
Are you a little worried about the expectations?
I think we fulfilled our expectations when in sectionals, and now everything else is just a bonus for us, and we're going to go as far as we can and see where we can go.
It's a good type of pressure. We know we want to win, and we're not too worried, and we think we'll pull it off.
Coach Shapansky doesn't like to compare the two teams. He says this year's has its own identity.
This group right here has grown for the past 4 years. Dana, this is her 5th year. She was up as an 8th grader. Emily Nessler came up as a 9th grader. And this is a team that has really grown to become the team that they are. This group here was probably the most rewarding because I've seen them mature into the wonderful ball players that they are.
For the Vision High School Sports Beat, I'm Kim Burnson.
Kim joins us with our Making the Grade segment later on. Coming up next, our honor roll of athletes, including one whose season never ends. When the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us at the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Time now for our honor roll of high school athletes. At number 3 this week, we have the great Charisma Bryant, who wrapped up her high school basketball career at Bishop Kearney. Charisma scored 24 in a state qualifying win over Pittsford Mendon and another 17 in a season-ending defeat to Williamsville South. At number 2, David Ferentz, Victor Hockey, the State Division II Player of the Year. A sophomore with a whole lot of hockey left ahead of him at the travel level. He was a joy to watch. We're glad he gave high school hockey a shot this year. And at number 1, back to McQuaid, where junior Jack Dugan was the Division I State Hockey Player of the Year. How good were the Knights? They placed 4 on the first and second all-state teams: Dugan, Craig McCabe, Michael Campbell, and Christian Leonardi. Only McCabe returns next year. Which brings us to the swimming pool, where a class of really outstanding divers this year also produced the state's best. Most sports these days offer the opportunity to participate year-round. Diving is no exception. Upstate New York Diving, based at RIT, claims 60 members, including Brighton's dynamic duo, Scott Lazaroff and Corey Neese, the top 2 scoring divers in the just completed high school season. Neese finished 4th at States. Lazaroff won them.
It was fantastic. It's all that I expected. I went down there, I did what I had to do, competed well, and I just came out with the win.
Now, you were 3rd, I understand, preliminary, and it takes some good fortune probably down there too. What put you over the top?
Just consistency. Just nailed all my dives that I had to do, and it just came down to the last dive, and it went well.
Well, from the minute he walked in the door, I had him do one front jump off the side, and I said, this kid's going to be great. Really, I could tell right off the bat, as soon as he walked through, he's going to be an amazing diver.
Lazaroff's graduation leaves Neese behind as one of the favorites to win states next year. He was the highest finishing junior, but he'll have to win without his sidekick.
He's been doing really well. He's been striving really well. He's been working really hard. So, I'm keeping up with him a good amount. I'm at about where he was last year, and so I just hope I can keep going like he did.
In this last year, both of them have improved significantly. Not as much in terms of their diving, just because they're starting to max out what they can do on 1 meter. They're both growing in terms of 3 meter and platform, but at 1 meter level, they're starting to max things out. But I saw them mature a lot as athletes and really start to perform both in practice and meets at a much higher level.
With the success of her divers, Brighton assistant coach Maggie Thomas Freeberg was afforded a rather unique honor. She was named the Class B Section 5 Coach of the Year. She now assists Cliff DeVries at Upstate. DeVries is a story himself. A championship diver at Rush Henrietta, he had surgery in 1995 to remove a tumor that left him without use of his right side. Undaunted, DeVries runs the club 52 weeks a year and still teaches the craft.
It's a challenge for me and a challenge for them, but a lot of it involves visualization, mental preparation, all the stuff that I learned when I was diving. I can still bring them in, and I bring them over and I beat on them. I put them in the right position. I grab their hands, I grab their legs, and push them where they need to be. And so I'm still able to do a lot of hands-on stuff. Hey guys, a couple things. I'm noticing a lot of loose shoulders and hands. I need the shoulders and the hand tension to be a lot tighter going in the water. And I've seen a lot.
Lazaroff, meanwhile, leaves Rochester on scholarship for the land of cotton and college football.
I definitely heard a lot that it's definitely different down there, but it didn't really stop me from the decision that I made. It was warm and there's no snow, so I like that.
Auburn, Alabama, with its average annual snowfall of 0.7 inches. Kim's up next with our Making the Grade segment, and later on in our All-Sport High School Game of the Week, we take one last look at that Greece Athena boys basketball team when the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat continues.
And we're back. Thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for our Making the Grade segment, where we honor high school athletes for their performance both on and off the field. Our honoree this week is Bishop Kearney's Maura Nicholson, who's earned our recognition for making the grade. As a senior, Maura has captained her varsity volleyball and softball teams at Bishop Kearney High School. She's a 3-year varsity athlete in both sports and was voted to the private parochial first team for softball, an honor specially selected by all the private school coaches. When it comes to involvement in the classroom, Maura takes her role as a student very seriously. She's president of Kearney's National Honor Society and the secretary of Key Club, an organization that works to raise money for various programs in the Rochester community. Outside of school, Maura continues to give back through her church, the Holy Trinity. She spends her weekends as a religious educator and director for the Stations of the Cross. In her free time, she helps organize fundraising events like bottle drives and takes pride in distributing gift donations during the holidays. For her passion to her faith and helping those in need, Bishop Kearney's Maura Nicholson has earned this week's Making the Grade. If you have an idea for our Making the Grade segment, a team or an individual making contributions to their community, you can contact us at info@classywolf.com. I'm Kim Burnson. Now here's Bill with a look at our Section 5 calendar.
Various ambitious lacrosse teams continue to try to play games this week. Irondequoit hosts Pal Mac Monday at 7 o'clock in a girls' game. Boys' games on Wednesday include Gananda coming west to play at Spencerport at 6. On Thursday, it's Rush Henrietta at Victor, a boys' game also at 6. Baseball and softball teams have left the state. A week from Tuesday, the Sutherland and Fairport baseball teams face each other at Cal Ripken Experience in Myrtle Beach. The first scheduled local baseball game looks to be April 1st, if it's not a joke, with Corning Painted Post playing at Churchville Chi-Li. Some of what we have to look forward to on the Section 5 calendar. One last look at the Trojans in our All-Sports High School Game of the Week when the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us at the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. It is hard to believe it's over for these guys. The Greece Athena boys basketball team. We've been watching them for so long and enjoyed them so much, really. One last look at the Athena Trojans as they play Williamsville South in the regional state quarterfinals. It's our All-Sports High School Game of the Week. Having beaten the best of Section 5, Greece Athena had some scores to settle with the Buffalo area. The last 2 seasons, the Trojans got this far and lost.
This is the next big step for us. You know, we've been here 3 times now, and you know, it's been our goal all year to get to Glens Falls. So, you know, we know Williamsville South is good. If we play our game, I think we'll be fine.
Standing in their way, Williamsville South, very much a basketball school. The Billies won girls and boys titles in Section 6 this year. Athena coach in training, Jay Sarkis, owned the scouting report.
They're a very fundamental team, so we obviously know that. You go to our strengths, we give the ball to Anthony Lamb every single play. He's got to at least touch the ball. He'll make plays for other. We got to read doubles because we believe they're going to double team because they're not that tall. They're all about average, like 6'1", 6'2", but Lamb can't be guarded.
Athena played a dominant first quarter. Anthony Lamb, as predicted, was right in the middle of it, feeding Peter Florin for the first basket, and then taking care of things himself for the second. The Trojans scored the game's first 6 points. South answered with a 3-point basket by 9th grader Greg Dolan. Those were the only points Williamsville scored in the quarter. Florin, who began it with a basket, finished with a basket, and drew the foul.
Our team passing the ball a lot, and Anthony looking for the open guys, and just the team game, team basketball is how we all score.
A 3-point play that had Athena up 13-3 after 1. The Billies tried to shoot their way back into it in the second quarter with a series of long-range attempts. Jordan Buell connected. Zach DeSalvo answered that with a 3-pointer of his own to keep it a 10-point game. Brendan Wind to DeSalvo. Lamb with the follow. Anthony with 10 loud first half points. Lamb connected on a fly pattern to DeSalvo, who added 9 first half points of his own. Wind with a steal to Lamb. At this point, it was 22-6 Athena. But Williamsville South managed to connect on 3 more three-pointers before the end of the quarter. Cam Varner got one. And when Graham Dolan hit another to close out the half, Athena, despite its dominance, was up by only 11 points, 28-17.
Well, we're trying to do our own thing, and that's what's hurting us. It's a shame we should be at 25 points at halftime. Hey, take care of the ball. This is where it's all about playing together and finding what is our advantage. If we do that, we win easy. If we try to do our own thing, we're going to struggle. Now, it's our game to win. We know we're the better team. Let's go! 2 sets, 3! 1, 2, 3, Trojans!
In the second half, Athena moved back up by 15. Even botched plays were producing points. Peter Florin to Anthony Lamb. Jake Newton making good on it. After a couple of nifty moves, DeSalvo hit a jumper. Williamsville South, meanwhile, veered from the three-point shot and started fast-breaking Athena. Miles Hall to Greg Dolan, plus the foul in a three-point play. And again, with Cam Varner to Hall and back to Varmer. Then Dolan got the ball into Hall, who got the reverse to fall, and after 3 quarters, the Billies were still in it, down only 39-30.
We should have been up way more than we were up. I mean, we played great first quarter. We missed a lot of easy shots, and we kind of got a lot sloppy with the ball. We had 10 turnovers, and they weren't even pressuring us. So, it was a scratch and claw, one of those where, we struggled making shots for a while, and they made some bombs. But we always felt like we were in control, but we could never seem to break it open.
The fourth quarter began with Sam Castronova driving to the basket, and it was 39-32. When it got to 7, you noticed, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Our body language started to change, and Coach called a nice timeout, and we kept our composure and really got back into it.
Deja vu. Tyler Kubanka was inserted into the game for the Trojans. He had a three-pointer, cold. The exact same thing he did to Sutherland in the section final the week before, turning a diminished 7-point third-quarter lead into 10.
If you're put in, step up, especially with Jay being out. There's a lot of opportunities, so when I get put in, I just do what I have to, and Coach wants me to shoot. So,
what's it take to first of all, to take that shot, because a lot of guys won't fresh off the bench, and then to make it in a big situation?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Some people might be hesitant off the bench, but I'm actually a pretty confident shooter, so I don't really hesitate, and just pretty confident I'll go in.
Wind then found Lamb for a slam. The lead was back to 14 with 4.5 minutes to play. Williamsville South never again got closer than 12. DeSalvo, Kubanka to Lamb, who followed his own miss. Anthony with a dominant 23-point, 21-rebound effort, propelling Greece Athena to Glens Falls in the state Class A Final Four.
I think the one thing that was good is, we had 2 close games during the year that we won, and plus the fact that Wilson at halftime were up 13 and blew that lead, and then responded in the fourth quarter. So we've been through that, which is good. Even though we hadn't lost, we've been through some of those situations.
Lamb, who figures to be named the Section 5 Player of the Year, is just a junior, so he'll be back next year for an encore. It's not over quite yet.
We'd like to thank our partners, the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible.
As do you. Thanks once again for watching, and we'll see you next week.